Hey everyone, it is your favorite CEO, Miss Flo, and I am back again with another episode of Neon Mike where the conversations just glow. I am here on the third day of Awesome Con, the last day, but some say it may be the best day, especially if you do not like people. But I stumbled across, actually my friend came by, shout out to Pam, came by and bought one of your books yesterday, and I was like, I gotta see, like, what's the appeal? Like, what drew Pam to your booth? So if you could go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Jessica Cage. I am a USA Today bestselling author of fantasy featuring strong characters of color. I put us at the forefront of stories that I've loved all of my life.
Well, that's awesome. And first of all, congratulations on having that title. That is, like, super awesome, especially being a Black woman author that's the bestseller, because it's like you don't really hear that too often. So that's a major accomplishment.
Thank you.
So I bow my head to you. But if you could go ahead and just talk about really quickly what you wrote. You have like a couple nice variety of books here.
Yeah, so my most popular and my most recent are the Accidents Happen series. It is rom-com fantasy about women in their 30s who accidentally find themselves in a situation with supernatural men. It's a lighthearted, it's a lighthearted shift because these are books 42 and 43 that I've written. And the rest of my books are more on the dark side. You know, they're kind of making you cry by chapter 4 type of vibe. But I was like, I'm tired of making readers cry. Let's give them some humor, some laughter, something more lighthearted. And luckily they like it, and it's been doing really well.
Now, accidentally, I mean, we've all have just bumped into some red flags.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you just replace the red flag with, it's like, oh, they're a demon, they're a vampire, they're a witch. And it's like, it's stemming from real life, but we're putting it into sci-fi fantasy.
Absolutely.
So, like, I totally get it. That's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
And then you also have this book here. It's like, I accidentally summoned the demon boyfriend.
Yes.
I was like,
how does that happen? Yeah. So she gets a little drunk and ends up reading a spell that she read in a fantasy novel that was designed to bring the main character their perfect man. And so Raina's single, her dating life sucks. And so, you know, after a couple bottles of wine, she's like, I'm just going to do the spell. It's probably not going to work, but, you know.
Yeah, we all do stupid things. You know what I mean? We ain't going to think like nothing bad going to happen.
Glasses of red wine, things get weird, right? So she does the spell. She, again, didn't think it was going to work, but it did. And it brought her Matisse, the demon that she now has a soul tie to. Yeah. So they're trying to, like, break the bond, but, you know, along the way they start to question if they actually want to or not.
Isn't that always happen? It always starts with that, you know, I hate you, I can't stand you, I can't wait to get away from you. And then like,
actually,
you know,
you're kind of cool. I kind of like
we could probably make this work.
Yeah.
Okay. I can actually see that, like, as a series or like a movie.
Yeah.
If you were to, like, sell it as a movie, who would you cast?
You know, I really do like the idea of finding new talent. Like, I know that everyone has dream cast, but I just like the idea of someone brand new, someone fresh.
Give them that break.
Yeah, and like that being like the role, that's how I envision my work being. Now I have had my readers fan cast. They do like Idris Elba for the guy. And for Raina, I get a mix. Like, some people want a younger version, but I'm like, she's in her 30s for a reason.
Yeah.
So I want someone who's like mature and funny. I would love for someone with the energy of like Queen Latifah, but just younger.
Yeah, I get that. Who is like that has it? Because I was immediately thinking Issa Rae.
Yes.
For, like, you know what I mean? Because, like, she does a really good job of selling, like, awkward Black girl. That's how, like, that she started in the YouTube series.
Yeah.
So, like, immediately as she was describing this, I was just like, she looked like a person that's, like, tired of the dating scene and wants something new and, like, would do something like that.
Absolutely.
For sure. And then, you know what I mean? And then she supports everybody Black.
She does.
Like,
and I love her.
Like, just so supportive.
100%.
So I was just curious, like, how did you become an author? How did you get into writing?
I started writing when I was a kid, actually. I started writing stories for my grandmother because she was the book nerd. She had the wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling book. Like, she was Belle in our house, right? And I would sit in her nook with her and we would read. And so I started writing stories as a way to connect with my grandmother. And she convinced me to start doing like the Young Authors competition. So technically my first story was published when I was like 10.
Ooh.
Yeah, so thanks to my grandmother, here I am years later. But I started professionally publishing. When I was pregnant with my son, I was like, high risk, and they was like, you got to be in the bed for 9 months. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, you know, that's a good way to like spend the time. Like, let me type it up.
Because you know, the question was like, I'm gonna have a kid, and I want to like encourage him to do everything he wants and follow his dreams. But I want to be a writer, and I'm working at Target. You know what I mean? Like, like let's get it together. So I guess because like being pregnant encouraged me to actually take the steps to like professionally publish, and now here we are 14 years later, and this is what I do.
That's awesome. Well, shout out to your son
for
giving you the time. You needed to like get those creative juices flowing and like be a bestseller. So that's awesome. Like, does your son know like how big you are as an author?
Absolutely. And you know what? He humbles me though. He'll be like, I'm like, oh my God, I hit this huge goal. Like, no, and I know like it's so hard to hit a certain goal in publishing. And I'll be like, I did it. And he's like, okay, you can do better. You know, like he's like, all right, whatever. I've seen you do that. Okay, do more. But it keeps me like grounded. Like he doesn't blow my head up too much. He's like, that's small beans. Do better. I need new video games, Mom. Come on.
Kids will do that. They will like push you to a certain
but he's
limit.
Also he's in high school now. He's an editor, and
so he's following in your footsteps.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm going to be your editor one day. I was like, absolutely not. You're first of all, you can't edit what I write. I don't want my son reading that stuff. But also, he's so critical. I think he'd probably make me cry. I'm like, I don't think I can handle you. I need someone that's like, it's okay. It's okay. My son will be like, no. Trash.
So he's that editor, the harsh one, the aggressive red pen.
Yeah, we used to do buddy reading together when he was a kid, and he would be editing the stories that we were buddy reading.
That's already published?
Yes.
Like he might actually do like book reviews. You think about doing that?
Yeah. So he loves that type of stuff. He wants to do it for like YouTube. So I told him he has another couple years before I'll let him get on YouTube freely, because I just don't believe kids should be on there like that. But
the internet could be
a harsh place.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But like I totally understand.
Yeah.
But it's like it's so great to see that it's running in the family and that you have that special bond with your son.
Yeah.
And so like you could make a good tag team one day.
One day.
Maybe
in about 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Not no time soon.
Yeah, for sure. And then, who's your publisher? Are you self-published?
I'm indie, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So how is that? That's always like a big challenge, because it's like with anybody independent, whether it is independent music artists or if you, as an author, you have to do everything yourself.
Yes.
With the promotion and just like that is just so. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I'm so sorry. This is my forever. I was like, wait, how are you? It's so good to see you. I was like,
it's been forever.
I know. Wait a minute. Let me put you on camera real quick. I'm gonna make this as a blooper. But this is what I have a podcast. I've been doing. I'm still teaching, but
are you a friendship still?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm also doing a podcast. This is one of like my academy directors.
She was amazing.
And it's like always been so encouraging and like so supportive. Like, oh my God,
best day ever.
I know. Like this was a surprise. I've actually seen some alumni here too.
Seriously?
Yes. Yeah.
I still keep in touch with a bunch of them. Like
yes.
Kareem and Jada. You're doing a podcast.
Yes, I've been doing a podcast for like 2-3 years.
This is my family.
Hi. You look so grown. I just remember you were just.
Yes. So I'm glad things are going so well for you.
Yes.
You're still in the room.
I'm in the studio.
Room,
yes.
Doing great things.
Yeah. But it was good seeing you. I'm sorry.
Congrats on your podcast.
Thank you.
Keep being awesome.
Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'm sorry. I had to see you. Take care. I'm sorry. That was like a surprise. I haven't seen it forever.
And you got it on camera.
But yeah, I'm like, it's so cool to like hear you sharing your bond and love for writing with your son.
Thank you.
And that's super cool. Even though he may humble.
Yeah, he does. He definitely does. Yeah.
But that's really like cool to hear. So I would just say, well, one, how's the Awesome Con been for you so far this weekend?
It's been really great. I mean, it's Sunday. I'm almost sold out, so that's always a great sign. And I have a pretty sizable presence on social media, so it's been really fun to see a lot of the people who follow me come out. And like, my cheeks hurt at this point because I've been smiling so hard about, you know, I was the person that was like going to events and fangirling over authors and stuff. So like, to have people do that for me now is like absolutely insane. But I didn't, you know, I've been to DC a few times for different events, but like this is like the biggest welcome that I've felt so far. So it's been really amazing. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's cool. So, are you going to do more cons or more conventions this year?
Yeah. So I'll actually be back to DC in June for Imaginarium.
Ooh.
There's a book festival that happens. Tomi Adeyemi's going to be there, so everyone's very excited about her popping up. But then I also have events that I do all over the place. I'll be in Arizona next month, and Chicago and Florida. I'm all over the place. So,
Nice.
like, having an older son now makes it a lot easier to get out and get to events and actually be with readers. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's old enough. You can fix your food.
Yeah, sometimes I bring him. I put him to work.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I'm like, I need the muscle. You're big enough now. He's like 6 feet. Like you
Oh,
can do
wow.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put him to work too. Like, you carry this box of books, you
Yeah.
set the table up. Yeah, I do the same thing with my students.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
his spring break, so I was like, I'm not gonna make you work during your spring break.
But it's good
yeah.
exposure for him, so he knows like how to promote your book and make those connections with other authors as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that's a good experience for
Yeah.
him. He needs that.
For sure.
All right, and then well, I guess where can we find you on social media?
I am J Cage Author on every platform, and then you can also find me at jessicacage.com.
Awesome.
Yes.
And see how you guys glowed from that whole conversation and that surprise appearance. But thank you so much for speaking with me today.
you.
I hope that you continue to sell out. Yeah. So I'm gonna catch you guys next time.